All right, so I'm just putting together a quick video on how to use adjustment layers in Photoshop. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up my file. So I'm on the Photoshop home screen and I'm going to go to open, and it's going to pull up a browser window, and I've got to go find the file that I'd like to work with, and I've got that inside my desktop. And I made a folder today just called Photoshop Demo. So I'm going to open up that folder right here, and the first photo I'm going to work with will go ahead and be image 400 right here, and I'm going to go ahead and click open. Now I know for a lot of you this is your first time in Photoshop. We're going to get a lot of tips and techniques on how to use Photoshop, but just consider this a quick introduction. Okay, move my camera over here really quick. All right, so here in Photoshop, this is my image. Okay, have that up on the screen. I have a toolbar right over here with a lot of tools in it, and an area you really have to pay attention to in Photoshop is what we call layers. So this is a tab right here for layers, and right now we just have one layer, which is the background. It's just this photograph right here. And if I'd like to alter this photo, change the pixels around, sweeten it up a little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my mouse down in the layers panel. I'm going to move down to this circle that's half filled in and half not. This allows me to create new adjustment layers. Okay, when I click on it, there's a drop down menu. And for this first activity, we're just exploring adjustment layers for contrast. Okay, so we're going to start by using the black and white filter, which is going to convert our photo to black and white, which is going to allow us to appreciate differences in value more. Notice that as soon as I turn on this adjustment layer, another layer pops up in this layer panel. Okay, I could turn it on and off with this little eyeball. Okay, so I can see what it looks like with or without this adjustment. All right, and then I can go, and if I want to, I'm going to go ahead and add another one. So we're going to go back down to adjustment layers. We're going to click on this adjustment layer here. And the next one we're going to use is brightness and contrast, okay? Because this will be a way that we can really study changes in value. So I'm going to click on brightness and contrast. This one pops up, and now down below here, I have some sliders that have showed up in the Properties tab, okay? Notice that I have a Layers tab up here and a Properties tab down here, okay? Under Properties, now I can move these sliders around. For example, I have one for brightness. So if I wanted to darken this a little bit or brighten it up, I can do that. Looks good, darkened up just a little bit. And then I also had one for contrast. And this is where we can see the difference between high contrast. We're going to bump this number up, and you're going to see that the blacks are going to get very dark. The whites are very bright. Or I can slide this down for an example of low contrast. And now hopefully you see where everything has fallen into the world of grayscale. Okay, the blacks have brightened up a little bit, the whites have darkened a little bit, and so this might be a really good example of low contrast. Okay, so this is how I'm going to use these adjustment layers. Okay, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and turn these off, and you can see what the image looks like normal again. I could go back down below here, and I could click on this, and I could try a different one for, let's say, hue and saturation if I wanted to play with colors. Okay, throw on hue and saturation. The others are not showing up anymore because the eyes are off, but now hue and saturation pulled up another set of properties. Okay, so with this slider, I could decrease my saturation, which might be a good example of low intensity color. The lowest intensity of color would be completely black and white, or I can increase the saturation. And at this point, it gets a little bit abstract, surreal looking, but now all the colors are highly intense. Okay, I might want to slide this back down. Okay, so if I wanted to have a good example of low intensity colors, I could move this down. If I wanted to, I could combine that with something that's kind of low contrast. So I click on that. Now I have my contrast slider. I could slide that over. Okay, and now I have an image that could work as an example of low intensity color. Okay, if I wanted to turn this in, my next step is I'm going to go over and I'm going to click on File. Okay, and then I have an option under File called Export, and it's Quick Export as a PNG. And so this is going to just take the image as it appears on the screen right now with whatever layers I've decided to turn off or on, and it's going to send this out to wherever I send it. So I'm going to go to the desktop. I'm going to go to my Photo A folder, and let's go ahead and put it in this folder right now. I can rename it. It's going to be Heimerdinger underscore. This is going to be example of low intensity color underscore DPA. All right. Now I know that this is going to go onto my desktop into Photo A. This is going to be the file name, and the file type is going to be a PNG file, which is a new image file that has all of our adjustments on it. I'm going to click Save. And now I should be able to go back to that folder, open it up, let's see, bring this folder over. I have to move Photoshop out of the way. I'll bring that folder here. I'll double click on it, and you'll see that inside here, I have my Heimerdinger low intensity DPA file. Double click on that, and voila, I have an edited photo where I've changed the pixels around. Okay, that's the basic use of an adjustment layer for the activity you're going to do today for value and color. Okay, I'm going to record one more video where I can show you some advanced techniques for using this.